Hello everyone, it's Melanie. I was watching a video, one of Gina at the ReBookery, I'll link to her video below, where she's making a junky, what she ultimately called a junky junk journal. And I have my journal, my current journal is full, so I need another journal. And I was thinking, watching her video gave me an idea. And I think I want to try to make a kind of hybrid between some of the old journals that I've made because I have found these bags at Tuesday Morning recently and really wanted to use these covers. So last year for Christmas, which I'd never made an actual Christmas journal before, this is the journal I made for Christmas last year. And this is an Anthropologie gift bag. Or you know, just regular shopping bag. It's one of these, just this bag you get from Anthropologie. So I turned it into a single signature journal, and it was really fun to work in, and I love the way it feels and you know whatnot. It's big. It's like almost 13 inches by let's see, 10.5 inches deep. And I left the original handles on the bag, so you could actually, you know, carry it by the handle. And it just has, it's just got a single signature, but I loved working in it. The scale is huge. It weighs a ton, but I really liked it. I really like working in it. And with Gina says in her video how much she likes working in soft cover journals, and I would have to completely agree. I love working in soft journals. Oh, let me show you. So this, I'll show you these. This is a journal that I made from a Mary Ann Moss online workshop. It was kind of inspired by that. I did my cover a little bit different than hers, but it's the same shape, template, and shape. Inside of this cover, there's a piece of heavy, I think this is actually just like mixed media paper, but it's pretty heavy. And I made kind of a pillowcase, you know, like a slip cover out of this ticking stripe. So I stitched some of the fabrics onto the ticking fabric, and then I made it into like this pillowcase thing, and then I slid the piece of paper, which I don't know, maybe this is poster board. Kind of feels like poster board too, but I slid it inside there and then stitched some more stuff on the front and back and collaged it. And I will say this, like to hold it in my hands and flip through it, this is one of my favorite journals, and I made my mom one like this also. And it's I can't remember exactly what it looks like, but it's pretty similar. But this is one of my favorite. This is truly one of my favorite journals. So I was thinking about kind of a hybrid between the two, something that's soft, you know, soft back, and here's another soft one I made. This one I made in one of Dear Julie Julie's challenges last year. This is, or this year. This was the fabric junk journal challenge. And this one is a piece of watercolor paper. This has like a piece of 300-pound, really heavy watercolor paper inside it. And I did the same sort of thing. I covered it with this fabric, which I pieced together. Covered it with the fabric, and then I stitched a piece of old quilt onto it. So it's this soft, flexible book, and I haven't used this one yet. I guess I could use this next. But anyway, so last year after I made the Anthropologie bag, the holiday one, I played with some other gift bags. So here's another hybrid, or what am I trying to say? Prototype. I was losing my words there. So here's another prototype. This one made out of a little James Avery shopping bag. This is a bag I bought at the Dollar Tree just because I like the look of the bag to use. And then here's one I made out, just a cover so far that I made out of a bag from the Dollar Tree. And this I just collaged the inside to give it some strength, and it's got the handles. Here's one made out of a Sephora bag. Painted some gold paint on it. Here's a different size I was working on. So I was going to do this one out of this Soma bag because I liked this size. I thought the size would be interesting for a journal. And then here I just put some other bags in there that I might use to make some more bag journals. And then I've been saving these two. These are both Anthropologie gift bags or shopping bags. So I've been saving those because I really like their handles. And then my daughter gave me this one. This is their current Anthropologie bag. It's so cute. My daughter gave me that one the other day. So a while back I had seen this at Tuesday Morning, and it's a tree-free handmade paper created from cloth cuttings. So my guess is it's made mostly from cottons, and I love the way it feels. Durability wise, it does, like handmade paper, it does kind of tear easily, but I think if I reinforced it with some other fabric and some stitching and some maybe collage on the inside and stuff, then it would make a great journal cover. And then more recently I saw this one, and when I saw the print I had to touch the bag, and then when I touched it I was like, oh my goodness, I love that one. So this one is the same sort of thing, made in India, made with 100% recycled cotton materials. And this one I just loved the print on this bag, and it's got gold on it. So I can't wait. I want to use this one. Maybe I'll do another Christmas journal or something out of this one because I love that gold. But what I wanted to work on today was this one, and I was really inspired by watching Gina's video, like I said. So I can't decide for my next one, you know, if I make one with this. I don't want to make it as big as my Christmas journal. This one was fun, especially for Christmas because there's so much going on, and you know, we were doing stuff all the time, and I had a lot of stuff to journal about, and it was fun to like leave it out on the coffee table and kind of be a Christmas decoration in itself. So, but I don't necessarily want to do that with this. I just want this to be like an everyday sort of journal. So I thought I would just turn the camera on, bring you with me, and let's see what we can make out of this bag. So I was looking at it, trying to decide if I wanted to keep the handles on it or not. Originally, I was thinking, when I saw Gina's video, and I was thinking about making one of the junk, you know, like with just fabric and stuff on it, kind of like my remains of the day journal. Originally, I was thinking I would take the handles off, take the ribbon off, use this as my spine, and then make it, you know, kind of like that. And then applique or whatever I'm gonna do, and collage things onto the cover that way, and then just not have the handles, just get rid of them. But I really kind of like it with the handles. So I'm thinking I'm gonna keep the handles. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove them, the ribbon, just, you know, for working on the journal. I don't need them in there for that. And then we'll open it out, because size-wise, I'm thinking if I keep, oh, that would make the handles off-centered though. So this is 11 and a half. 11 and a half. I could do it like that. So it'd be 8 by like 11 and a half, or I could shorten it a little bit. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, so here's how I made the other one. First thing I'm gonna do, since I'm gonna cut it this way, I'm gonna cut it apart at the end here, and I'll straighten this up. This would be easier if I take it over to the paper cutter, but so I'm just gonna cut the top and bottom off so I can open it up. And once I've got it, and I had already previously taken the bottom piece out, the cardboard, and just undid the bottom. So let's take this stuff out. I don't need that. I mean, well, I guess I could leave that in there. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'm gonna leave this in, but of course I'm gonna take this plastic thing out, that hook, but I'm gonna put this back in. Okay, this is gonna be kind of a fly by the seat of my pants video because I don't really have, this isn't very thought out. I'm gonna put this back in so that that reinforcement will stay in there. And then when I did the others, well, this one I didn't. I have another one where I did the collage on the inside and then like did the collage in here and then folded this over and glued it down so that the collage goes under the edge of this flap that you end up with in the front and back. Glue this one down all the way. Which I think I'm gonna do that. But before I do any of that, I need to decide on a size. So I'm gonna make this the back because it's got that big lump on it. I don't know, maybe I want it on the front. Maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, either way, how wide do I want it? That size, or do I want it that size? That's pretty big. That's 10 inches deep. This is 8 inches deep, but you have to remember too, I guess your pages could go past that. I'm gonna do it like, I'm gonna do it here. So what I'm gonna do then is cut this. I'm gonna cut the bottom of the bag off. And like I said, this would be easier if you did it with the paper cutter. My paper cutter, unfortunately, has stuff piled all over it. Keep those for something else. And then what I did with the other ones to kind of reinforce the spine was I just, here's the two, after we cut the very bottom off, this is the part that also makes, you know, the bottom of the bag. It'll make sense if you take one apart. So what I did was nest these two together like that. So that makes the spine double the thickness and kind of reinforces it. And I made sure that the piece that shows on the outside, because one of the flaps is going to be on the outside, so the piece that shows on the outside was on the back of my journal. So now I'm just going to put glue on this flap. And I'm going to nest these together right here in this fold. pretty sticky. Making sure that I've got my handles lined up. And I might want to let this dry just a little bit before I trim it. Let me see. Where's my brayer? Really want that pressed down. Okay. Make sure it's glued on the inside, but I'll still be putting stuff on this. So let me straighten out the top and the bottom. So I trim the top and bottom so that it's now 11 inches tall and 8 inches wide. So that works. So I think the order of operations here is going to be, I'm going to stitch things to the outside first, and then I'll have all that stitching will be here on the inside. So then once I get the outside all decorated and stitched, then I'll collage, or I mean, I could just take a piece of, take a piece of this paper or something, but cover all the back side of that stitching with another piece of paper or a collage inside, and then I can fold my flaps down and glue, and then I'll be ready to make some pages for it. Okay, so for the outside, I went to my sewing room and grabbed some scraps. And I don't really have any kind of theme or anything in mind here. There's something so I thought I'd just see what I have that kind of, is that too much? That might look good on the back. Or I might not need it at all. This is an old sheet. I kind of like that on there. Ugh, I look at these though and I'm like, I can't put that on there without ironing it. That's part of a skirt. I bought a skirt at Goodwill that looked like handkerchiefs. And let's see what else. Oh, some black and white might be fun. Let me just pull some fabrics out that I like. Okay, and then I also grabbed this basket that has some old quilt blocks in it. So let me see what I've got here. This is from a swatch book. I love linen. So that could go, say, right in there, over the spine. That can kind of go over the spine. What else? I think I do want some of these. What else is in here? Ooh, I like that, but that doesn't go with that. Oh, that's pretty. Does that go with it? guess it doesn't really matter if it goes. I just don't want it to totally clash. Okay, well now you guys know why I don't make very many process videos, because welcome to my process. It's a mess. Wait, maybe I want that one on the front. It's really hard when I to cut up an old quilt, but this was just a top that had never been finished, and it had huge rips, like literally huge tears. So I didn't have as much trouble cutting into it as some others that I've done. Or some others that I have that I just, even though they're in horrible shape, I just can't bring myself to cut them. I guess because I think somewhere in the very back of my head, I'm thinking, oh, I could finish that someday. But I don't know. The likelihood of that actually happening is fairly slim, because I don't think I will live long enough to finish all the projects that I have started in my closet somewhere. Yeah, I may have to pause and go go iron all of this. And then kind of figure out where I'm going to put it. So I think that's going to be my plan. I'm going to come up with some kind of pattern of fabric that I'm just going to collage these on the front of this. And then I will stitch them. I'll probably put a little glue just to hold them in place. And then I'll stitch everything down. And I'll be back. This video is already 26 minutes. So why don't I do that in part 2? I'll do a part 2 and I'll show you what I ended up with. And then we can do the inside. I'll do the inside of the bag. So, hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.